Okay, so let's start by reading this information. Direct speech is when we write down the exact words someone said. We use speech marks to show the beginning and the end of what was said. So, this is very important, using the exact words. So we're not changing any words from what was being said. From, in this case, from what Aunt Em screamed, okay? So let's read the example. Quick, Dorothy, run to the cellar, Aunt Em screamed. Okay, what can you notice here? We have the inverted commas, okay, the speech marks, but what we notice also here is that in this case, we have just one of these, alright? Whereas in the video we saw, we had two. So, what does this mean? Are they different? Are they the same? They are doing the same job, alright? However, sometimes people use one and sometimes people use two. What is the most important thing is that you start and finish your work with the same method. So if you started writing just one, you finish your work using one, okay? But if you started using two, you complete it by using two, okay? So we have the inverted commas here, the opening and the closing one. What Aunt Em said starts with a capital letter, right? This is exactly what Aunt Em said. Then we have the punctuation mark at the end, which is inside the speech marks, and then Aunt Em screamed. This is a way of showing us how it was said, how Aunt Em said this sentence, okay? However, this is something new now. Sometimes we can write this another way. We sometimes split a sentence in direct speech into two parts, like this. Quick, Dorothy, Aunt Em screamed. Run to the cellar. Do you notice that we have exactly the same words in the inverted commas? Quick, Dorothy, just like here. Quick, Dorothy. Then it's split by who was speaking, alright? And then we have the rest of the sentence. Run to the cellar. Run to the cellar. Okay, we haven't changed any words. So this rule still applies because it is direct speech. Okay? However, this time we put an inverted comma here, a closing one, an opening one here again, and a closing one at the end, obviously, to finish it off. Right? What we have changed is we moved this part to the middle. Okay? The rest is exactly the same. Right? The rules still apply. So here we have a capital letter. The punctuation mark at the end is inside the inverted commas. Alright? And then who said the words is written inside. There is only one difference. Do you notice what it is? In the video we said that every direct speech starts with a capital letter. Alright? However, this time, here, even though the direct speech mark, the opening one is here, we still start the sentence with a small letter because this is still one sentence. It's still what Dorothy said. There wasn't a full stop, alright? So we use that rule. Notice that all the words Aunt Em said are still in speech marks. Okay? So we need to be careful. We cannot move this here or move this here. Okay? Because run to is also what Aunt Em said. Okay, so let's move on to the homework. We only have one exercise, okay? And then we have a quiz, but we'll talk about that later. The direct speech is split into two parts. Change it into one part. Let's look at number one. Listen, Dorothy, said Uncle Henry. There's a cyclone coming. Okay, so what did Uncle Henry say? Listen, Dorothy, there's a cyclone coming. Okay, and we put it in one sentence over here, and that's what you have to do. Listen, Dorothy, there's a cyclone coming, said Uncle Henry. However, be very, very careful, because all the speech, all the punctuation is still there. It still applies. We have to write it down, because it's still very important for the sentence. Okay? We have one here, after listen. We have one here, after Dorothy. Then it continues here, look. You just copy it exactly just like it is. Alright? the cyclone is coming. And then said Uncle Henry. Clear? So let's try this one, number 2. How would we write it? Come here, Toto, Dorothy said. And don't hide under the bed. Okay? So how would we write it? Let me give you a couple of seconds to think about it. Right? So I would write it, come here, Toto, and don't hide under the bed, Dorothy said. Okay, clear? If you have any questions, you can ask them to me, alright? Write them in our chat or in the community chat, and then I can answer you, okay? Good luck! By the way, I forgot about this one. Number 2, exercise 2, you can discuss it with a grown-up, alright? Or with someone at home. And you have to also do a quiz, alright? Which has exactly the same questions. So you can skip this and instead do the quiz, okay? It's called direct speech. I will post it on Teams. It will be there. You can see it, okay? You just click on the link, okay? Good luck!